Welcome to the Mesquite Championship Rodeo. Live from the back pens. Powered by the Community Difference Series and the Difference Media LLC. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo along with today's show is made possible by Sky Interest, Shenanigans, Preferred, Hampton Inn and Suites, Minuteman Press of Rockwall, Landmark Equipment, Dryman Landscape Management, Tito's Handmade Vodka, New Country 96.3, 99.5 The Wolf, Fusco, For Six's Beer, The Cowboy Channel, Rockwall Sports Center, Orthopedic Specialist of Dallas, Wrangler, and by Can-Am. So saddle up. And welcome to Live from the Back Pens.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Live from the Back Pens. I'm Lendon Wilson. I'm the creator of the Difference Radio live streaming podcast network, where we do podcasts, community podcasts, specialty podcasts, like what we're doing here with the rodeo. I'm excited for our partnership with the rodeo and what's going on out there. It truly is an American sport, and if you've not attended, I encourage you to do so. Tickets are available. We started last week, June the 1st. It's every Saturday through the end of August, I do believe. And for more information on that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Caleb Thomas. Caleb and I met by Frank McLeod, and we got to talking about the rodeo and just getting the information out so people understand what's available, how much fun it is, and just the culture of it all. And that's kind of what this podcast is about, right? We want to bring people into the behind the scenes type stuff of the rodeo and who's involved, what's involved, and how awesome it is. So welcome to the show today, Caleb.
Hey, I appreciate that, Lennon. Yeah, for sure. My name's Caleb Thomas. I'm the assistant director here at Mesquite. This is my 10th year here. And as we lead into week 2 of our 14-week summer series going every Saturday, June through August, I encourage every single one of you to come out. It's, like Lyndon said, it's one of the most patriotic sports out there to this day. And this is our 67th season. And today we've got some really cool people that I want to share some info with, some stuff that you may never seen behind the scenes. So, Lyndon, if we can go ahead and bring a few of those guys in.
Absolutely. Welcome, gentlemen.
What's up, guys?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Van, you want to go ahead and start?
My nickname is Brother Van. Some of you may have heard of me. I worked on New Country 96.3 KSCS with the Dorsey Gang from the mid-'90s. Although I've been there for 30 years now. And I always kind of joke I made the jump from radio to rodeo. I got tired of getting up at 3:30 every morning. So I've been here at Mesquite Rodeo for the last 12 years now, doing group sales and suite sales. And as Caleb was saying, this is our 67th year. For those of you, lots of times I get people that call in and they're not from Texas or the North Texas area. They're not familiar with the Mesquite Rodeo. They might not even be familiar with rodeo at all. So I tell them that the Mesquite Rodeo, we're 15 minutes east of downtown Dallas. We are celebrating our 67th year. It was started by a gentleman by the name of Neil Gay back in 1958, and a lot of people will call up and they think that the Gays still own the rodeo, but it's actually went through several different ownerships over the many decades. And so I've been here the last 12 years. And like I said, we'll get people that call in that they might be from up north. They're not familiar with rodeo. They're not familiar with Texas. So I always start off by telling them that we are indoors and air conditioned. So you will be very comfortable when you come to the rodeo, June, July, and August, every Saturday night at 7:30. And what I do is I put together group packages. I kind of tell them about the arena. We're about a 6,000 seat venue, so we're not so huge that you're not going to be able to see. You're going to be able to see no matter where you sit. But all of our seating is reserved. The majority of our seating is the general reserve seats, which are bleacher seats with backs on them. Once again, that's the majority of our seating. And then we do have the VIP seats, which are the first 3 rows of the arena. Those are right down by the dirt. And they're regular seats with armrests on it. So you can virtually just put your hand out and touch the animals as they go by. Doors open at 6, rodeos at 7:30, goes till about 10 o'clock at night. It's just like any sporting event. You never know how long it's going to last, especially in rodeo, how long that the riders are going to stick on those broncs, and bulls. And then we do have suites that are available that are a little bit more upscale. And so we have something, no matter what your budget is, we have something in your budget, whether it's suites, down to VIP, down to regular reserve seating. And so I deal with groups, everything from, it might be a family reunion where people are coming in from all over the United States, coming here to Texas and having a family reunion. It might be a company that's having a company outing. It might be a church, senior citizen home. It could be anything. I handle groups 12 and larger. And my biggest selling point to them is, if you're, let's say you're in Columbus, Ohio, or you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, or wherever the case may be, you can go to a baseball game, you can go to a football game, a basketball game, a hockey game, a water park, just about anywhere in the United States. You ain't going to find rodeo everywhere. So if you're in Texas, you want to show them something, Texas, and you want to bring them to the Mesquite Rodeo. It's very, as Caleb was saying, very patriotic, very family oriented. We have certain nights that we have promotions. I think this Saturday is $1 hot dog night, so bring your appetite. We do military and veteran appreciation night. I feel we also do first responder night, which I feel out of all the venues in the Metroplex, I would say our first responder night, the grand entry, is better than any other venue in the whole Metroplex. Nobody can top what we do at the recognizing our first responders for first responder night. So no matter what your budget, whether it's regular reserve seats, VIP seats, suites, we've got everything also from concession stands with your hot dogs, nachos, chicken tenders, French fries, all the way up to full-blown barbecue packages. If you want to add our barbecue buffet, you can do that at a reasonable price. It's all you can eat. Get here early, eat a lot, be ready for the rodeo at 7:30, or in the suites, you can do the same thing. Everything from a la carte to all the way up to full-blown Texas barbecue packages with your ribs, your brisket, your chicken, all your sides. We really do have something, no matter what your appetite or what your budget here at the Mesquite Rodeo, we'll find something that fits in your package, Lendon.
Man, that's awesome. I was out there last weekend, opening weekend, and had a great time. All my friends were there, and I encourage anybody to, if you haven't been, to go, because it is the thing, Brother Van. I just want to go back to, and I said it last show. The thing that impressed me the most is if you're a patriotic American and you're a sports fan, you realize that some sports have drifted away from the patriotism that we've always had. And what I enjoyed about the rodeo, what really impressed me, was when they played the national anthem, when they said the prayer. You had the cowboys with their hats over their hearts. It was true patriotism. It was American, and it gave me chills that we're still the type of country that we all appreciate and love to live in. So I think that is a very important part to the rodeo culture is to remind people of that, of just how the culture has not changed over the hundreds of years people have been rodeoing.
I totally agree. There's very few sports, every sport pretty much, opens up with the national anthem or America the Beautiful, something along those lines. But we open with the national anthem, and we open up with a prayer asking for safety over, not just our cowboys, but also our livestock too. So
right.
It's a very dangerous, very competitive sport. Many people don't realize it is a sport, and these guys train, and they get out there. There's these guys are tougher than tough. And I know we're going to talk to Cade. He's one of our bullfighters. We're going to talk to him in just a little bit. He can he's saved many a guy's lives out there before and put his own life on the line, rescuing some of these cowboys and cowgirls. So I know we're going to talk to him in a little bit. But definitely, if you have not been to the rodeo in general, especially Mesquite Rodeo, we were labeled, man, I don't know what year they labeled us, but Mesquite is the rodeo capital of Texas. And we were given that by the state of Texas, the governor, and we wear that proudly. So come on out and join us at the Mesquite Rodeo this summer.
Yep. So, all right. Well, thank you, Brother Van.
Mm-hmm.
Who we got next, Caleb?
Let's go to Mark. Let Mark introduce himself, kind of talk about Ferrini boots and what his thoughts are as being a sponsor.
Absolutely. I appreciate being invited. My name's Mark Claver. I'm with Ferrini Boots. We've been a sponsor out there at the rodeo for about 2 years now, and it could not be a more valuable connection with the sport of rodeo. We're Dallas-based, and even though we're a national company with national brand, the rodeo's national or international brand. So it made perfect sense for us to get involved with a local rodeo such as this. We're out there every Saturday. The value to us as a company is the fact that we're able to meet every Saturday some of our customers, some of our potential customers, and the fact that a lot of the competitive people that are competing in the rodeo, they're wearing our boots. So it's a wonderful opportunity. But I have to say that Mesquite Rodeo does such a wonderful, wonderful job in supporting us out there. I mean, they'll coordinate with us, whatever we need, the incentives that we want to provide, they partner with it. And it's been just an excellent opportunity. And it's such a wonderful event. I invite everyone, not only because we're a sponsor, but you couldn't ask for a better event to take the family to. Rodeo's an American event. It's patriotic. And Ferrini believes wholeheartedly in that. And so it's a perfect partnership.
100%.
Hey, Mark, I can say, too, I'm a proud owner of like 3 pairs of Ferrini boots. I love them, man. They're great boots. And you got a great website, too. I haven't even been in the store. I just go on the website to shop your boots. And you guys got a great selection of boots, everything from the work boot to dress boot, rodeo, church, wherever you're going. You guys got some great selection of boots.
We appreciate that. Any reason, any season, Ferrini's your boot.
There you go.
Cade, let's go to you, buddy. Kind of tell us where you came from and your relationship with Mesquite.
Yeah, I just want to start off with thank y'all so much for inviting me. It's an honor. Little do many people know Mesquite and Smith Pro Rodeos are near and dear to my heart. Like Caleb said, my name's Cade Park. I'm one of the bullfighters at Mesquite Championship Rodeo. I also work for Smith Pro Rodeos throughout the year at other rodeos. I'm actually headed to Coleman, Texas this weekend for Smith Pro Rodeos. My job is pretty simple, but it can get hairy pretty quick. My job is to make sure the bull rider stays safe at all times. Usually there's another one of us out there, so we work as a team and just do our best to make sure that guy stays safe at all times.
Perfect.
Outstanding. All right, so here's what we're going to do, fellas. We're going to go to a quick commercial break because just like everybody, we have to pay our bills too. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Mesquite Rodeo history and get into a couple more of our segments. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Hey Texans, hold on to your hats. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo, newest sponsor partner of the Community Difference shows, is back, bigger and better than ever. Witness the heart-pounding action as the best riders in the world compete for glory. Feel the thrill of the chase, the raw power of nature, and the unbreakable spirit of the West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legend. Get your tickets now for the Mesquite Championship Rodeo or win yours free just for watching the Community Difference shows.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
Buying a home? It should be an exciting time, not a stressful one. At Proven National Title, we understand that buyers want fast, reliable, transparent, seamless, convenient title and closing services. Therefore, our services are not limited to our office or yours. Let Jackie Tobar and all the fine folks at Proven National Title help make your dream of homeownership a reality. Call us today for a smooth and stress-free closing. Contact us at 972-752-8540 or email at jackie.tobar@provennationaltitle.com. Proven National Title. Give me one and I'll earn the rest.
And now, back to the show.
All right, we're back. I want to thank our sponsors. We really appreciate all that they do for us and all of the shows that we have. Excited to get back into our conversation now. I think one of the things we want to talk about growing the sport of rodeo in Dallas. I think that's something we want to talk about. And then we'll also go into a little bit of the Mesquite Rodeo history. So who wants to start off with growing the rodeo in Dallas?
I guess I can take it. I think it's so important because Dallas is rapidly urbanizing so much, and the population growth is so substantial. People are moving here and don't realize that Dallas was once like a rodeo town. Especially, I'm from Rockwall, and that city's grown so fast that a lot of people are forgetting like what really started these areas, which is largely agriculture based. And I think part of coming to Mesquite Rodeo is you get to see a glimpse of that, and it generates so much more appreciation for the rodeo and that way of life. And Brother Van, I think you've been here longer than me. I think you can add to that. I think you've seen a lot of that in people that you work with, how much they enjoy it and what they get from it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, with a background in radio too, like and in country music especially, like back in the 80s, the 90s, that's when you had George Strait and you had Garth Brooks come on the scene, and Garth kind of helped change the face of country music, and you kind of got a resurgence in the whole country lifestyle and everything. And then it certainly doesn't hurt with just the recent shows like Yellowstone and what's the one that Tim McGraw and Faith Hill are in? What's that one? I forget. The
1883.
Yeah,
1883.
And it just shows you that it circles back around all the time. There's always that love for the country lifestyle and going back to simpler times and everything. And I think the rodeo provides that. Nowadays with social media and with the kids, and adults always, playing on their phones and everything. It's just, the only reason they're picking up their phone is take pictures or videos of all the action that's going on here, because lots of times it's stuff that they haven't seen before. So, but for the most part, they're setting it down and they're really engaged, like I said earlier, a baseball game, basketball game, football game. They've been to a lot of these events growing up over the years, and they haven't been to a rodeo. So when they come here, a lot of times it's the first time they've experienced it at all. And they're really engaged in the in the rodeo and all the action that's going on. I meant to say this earlier too with our groups. Lots of times what we can do, we can't always promise this, but it's kind of on a first come, first serve. What we like to do, which I don't think you can do in any other sport either, is if we can do it, we'll take you back behind the scenes and show you the stock, the animals up close, give you a behind the scenes tour, and you get to meet the rodeo clown, the bullfighter, such as Cade there, and also some of the other cowboys as they're getting their equipment ready or stretching out and everything. You don't get to do that with the Cowboys, or the football Cowboys, I should say. So
And I think
you get to meet the real Cowboys right there. And get up and get your pictures taken with the horses and stuff like that. So we really do try to personalize your experience here at the rodeo.
I think that's a great point that you make, Brother Van, because if you've ever been to, and I'm not gonna mention any names, but some of the major sporting events, sometimes it just feels like you're so far away from the action, it kind of feels like an extension of your own living room, right? So I'm there, but I'm not really there. And being in the arena and so close to the action, I mean, you can feel it, you can smell it. It's just it's right there with you, and it kind of touches on all your senses, not just the sight. And I think that that's what makes some of these local things so invaluable, is that it's sensory overload sometimes of all the things that are happening.
I had a little girl, she was having her fourth birthday this past weekend, and I took her and her family back behind the scenes. And if there's one thing little girls love, it's horses. And I remember my daughter's an adult now, but when she was little, she was like, "Daddy, I want a pony." Well, we live in middle class suburbia. It's going to be hard, of course. But to take them, your average person, and take them back behind the scenes and go up and see the horses and all the bulls, even up close, just a few feet away from them. It's an experience you don't get with other sports. I'll be honest, I go to a baseball game, I go there to eat hot dogs and drink an adult beverage. It's like, yep. I watch very little of a baseball game. So here your eyes are on the action the whole time. So
I've got a couple of grandkids, and my daughter-in-law is concerned about taking them to sporting events because you're just so confined, and of course the attention runs out. But it's like you said, I mean, when you take a kid to something like this and you build that memory at that age, at 4 years old, that they're back behind the pens and they're seeing the horses and they're seeing all the animals, that's something those kids will never forget. And they're not going to get that at one of those major sports. They're just not. It's just not available to them. So I think that's awesome. Cade, what about you? What about growing the rodeo in Dallas?
Yeah, before we get on that, I'll just touch on what y'all are just touching on, and such a personal experience for the kids. With the sheep riding or the calf scramble, whichever one you're talking about, the kids are getting give us high fives, give us knuckle bumps, the whole rodeo, as we're walking by and working, and everybody's taking their time for them, whether it be before the rodeo and showing them top tier animals. It's not like they're getting any animals or a rodeo that's second to none. 2020, our rodeo was voted rodeo in the whole PRCA, which is not just your everyday county fair rodeo. It's the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. And that was voted on by the contestants and by the peers that are going to the rodeos every day, every week, and doing it for a living. So Dallas and Mesquite's not getting some second tier rodeo. It's top stock from a top contractor in the top association in the world. Meanwhile, they're getting to slap hands with us and see those animals firsthand. And I don't think you get that kind of experience anywhere else, no matter where you go. But yeah, growing the rodeo for me, like I said, I'm going to Coleman, Texas this week. I'll be going to Yuma, Colorado, Gunnison, Colorado this summer with the same contract that now owns and puts on. So he's all over the place. We're all over the place, and super excited to get the summer rolling, just like they are at Mesquite.
That's awesome. Well, before we go to our next break, let's talk a little bit about Mesquite Rodeo history. Caleb, I know you and Brother Van and Cade probably have a lot to contribute to that, but Let's just share with our audience. I mean, man, you talk about the Dallas Cowboys, and everybody knows who they are, but the Mesquite Rodeo's got as much, if not more, history than the Dallas Cowboys. And you've walked down some of those halls, and you've seen pictures of President Reagan, and you've seen pictures of some very important and influential people throughout our history that have attended the Mesquite Championship Rodeo. Just share a little bit of what y'all know about that history.
Yeah, so we're actually 3 years older than the Cowboys, believe it or not. We were actually established in 1957, and like you said, Lennon, if you can think of a public figure, they've been here. We've had the Bushes here. We've had the President of China here. This past year alone, we had Dak Prescott and his foundation out here for his foundation charity night. So it's full of history out here, and there's been so many different athletes that have come through here and grown to be successful in the rodeo industry. We call ourselves the proving grounds because a lot of people come and get their start here before they go and eventually end up at the national finals rodeo in Vegas every year. And to be that small rodeo that helps people along their ways is pretty special for me. Brother Van, he's met a lot of cool people too. He knows the history like the back of his hand.
Yeah, you mentioned Reagan and George Bush, and we've got pictures where, I mean, everybody from Mick Jagger to Tanya Tucker to the Judds,
Mike Tyson.
Mike
Yeah,
Tyson? Really? Mike Tyson was in there?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I'll show you that picture Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
They've all been here. I mean, I remember it was a couple of years ago. Now I'm dating myself here, but the band, the Electric Light Orchestra with Jeff Lynne, they were doing a concert at I think it was the American Airlines Center, and it was like they wanted to come in. Hey, we want to check out this rodeo the night before our concert. So, I mean, they've all been here. As we said earlier, the rodeo was started in 1958 by wait, there's a group sale right now. No, I'm just my phone's ringing. Let me lower that. In 1958 by Neil Gay and his family. It was very family oriented. Jim Shoulders. The rodeo started off. And we've got pictures of this, Caleb. We need to see if we can get some to Lendon that he can insert in the podcast, if not on this one, on another one. But it literally started out as just out in the parking lot out here. It was a grassy parking lot. They threw up some bleachers and some pins, and that's the way it started. And then it kind of grew. The bleachers got a little bit bigger, the pins got a little bit, and the fencing more sophisticated. Then they eventually built the arena. And then it was in the mid 90s, late 90s that they actually enclosed it. I remember I moved here from Michigan, and I'm only telling you that so you don't expect too much from me. But I moved here from Michigan in the mid 90s, 94. And the first three things that I did, I went to a Texas Rangers baseball game. I went to the JFK Museum, and then I heard about this thing called the Mesquite Rodeo. So my wife at the time and myself, we came out the Mesquite Rodeo. It was August. It wasn't enclosed. We had the arena, and there was a roof on top, but it wasn't enclosed and air conditioned. And I remember sitting in section 104 in August with 104-degree temperature there and just sweating, and enjoying the rodeo. But in the late 90s, we enclosed it. So it makes it just so much more comfortable. And that's people will call up and they'll say, well, what's the temperature like in July when we're coming? And then I'll go, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's raining or if it's 70 degrees or 110 degrees. You're going to be very comfortable, And the Mesquite Rodeo has just got so much tradition. We say that every professional cowboy or announcer or bullfighter that ever had a name for themselves at some point came through the Mesquite Rodeo. I'm trying to think of the one announcer's name. I can't think of it. I'll think of it. Caleb, you do a little talking. I'll think of the announcer. But everybody that's anybody has been through the Mesquite Rodeo.
Mike Mathis, Andy Stewart, all those guys have far and came right through Mesquite Championship Rodeo. I'm no Mike Mathis or Andy or no Reagan or Bush, but I actually came to Mesquite as a fan in 2008 and 2009. I had my cousin worked for New Life Ministries in Garland, and we ended up going to the Resist All store, and then found out about the rodeo that night at Resist All Arena. And like I said, that was in 2009. The next year, I ended up finding out about Smith's Rodeo School there during Thanksgiving at the Mesquite Arena, and I ended up going there. And one thing led to another, and then 3 summers later, I actually was working the Mesquite Championship Rodeo. So no Reagan or Bush here, but still a full circle of everybody at one time got their start or came through Mesquite, Texas.
The name I remember it now. Bob Tolman. How can I not remember his name? Jeez, oh Pete, he's the voice of rodeo. Bob Tolman. And man, if I had a voice like his, I would have stayed in radio and made millions. But I got my day going.
That's just one of the many, Brother Van. I can name 5, 6 announcers, clowns. The clown that is there every week is had been in that far as well.
And Jim Bob Fuller, one of our rodeo clowns.
So let me ask this question. This question, fellas. What's the baddest bull that's been through the Mesquite Rodeo?
Cade, that's you, baby.
That is you.
I don't know if you know who we're talking about here, but James May, Scott Burris, and Stay Smith. I don't know if they got a good one or a nice one. No, I'm just kidding. It's a bunch of different bulls come through there. I've had easy days and hard days at Mesquite, but the best part about it is we get to come back the next week and do it all over again.
Yeah. Well, that's going to take us to our next break, and then we're going to talk. We're going to come back and talk about that a little bit of what's coming up. You guys have live music now after the rodeo every weekend. That's I got to be a part of that last week. We're going to let Brother Van talk more about group and corporate partners. And then this is what I'm waiting for is some of the rodeo stories. So everybody stick around. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
The Mesquite Championship Rodeo along with today's show is made possible by Sky Interest, Shenanigans, Prefert, Hampton Inn and Suites, Minuteman Press of Rockwall, Landmark Equipment, Dryman Landscape Management, Tito's Handmade Vodka, New Country 96.3, 99.5 The Wolf, Fusco, For Six's Beer, The Cowboy Channel, Rockwall Sports Center, Orthopedic Specialist of Dallas, Wrangler, and by Can-Am. And now, back to the show.
All right, we're back. So, Caleb, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up.
Yeah, so this weekend, as always, we'll have week 2 of rodeo. It's going to be a good one. Got a good bunch of riders in store. We'll have live music immediately following the rodeo. This weekend, it is Rockwall native Nate Burnham. If you're from around the area, listen to local country music or spend any kind of Saturday night out on a bar scene or live music venue, you know this cat. He's a really good dude, and I know he's going to put on a good show for everybody. It's going to be another exciting weekend of rodeo, and I'm looking forward to it. Brother Van, go ahead. He's over there whispering about something. I think, there you go.
There, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is the salesperson coming out in me, and it's dollar hot dog night.
And it's dollar hot dog night. Yep, for sure. Yes, sir. It's going to be awesome. Brother Van, you want to hit on?
Well,
Bruce, or-
we've also, and you can just go to our website too, mesquiterodeo.com, to find out the different promotions and the acts that we got coming up. We've got Father's Night that's coming up. We got a special family 4-pack of tickets special on that. We've got Military Appreciation Night, Ag Night. One of the nights that I like coming up is July 20th. As a person that comes, the rodeo all the time, that's our Hispanic Heritage Night. And not only do we have the regular rodeo with all the normal events, but we also have the ladies that ride side saddle and the pretty outfits and the dancing Mexican horses and everything. So that is July 20th. First Responders Night on July 27th. We've got Scout Night. If you are a scout or anybody in your family is a scout, it's probably the cheapest and most affordable night that you can come out to the rodeo. And then we've got our championship night. And if you plan on coming out that last weekend, August 31st, you want to get your tickets way in advance, because not only are the cowboys and cowgirls trying to get to Vegas, but we have our own summer series right here, the Mesquite Championship Rodeo Summer Series. And so that's our big championship night where we will be declaring our winners. And I know you mentioned this earlier, but just want to remind everyone, we are a PRCA rodeo, and we've got all the regular events. I get people that ask me, "Oh, yeah, well, do you have bull riding this week?" Yeah, we got bull riding. We got bull riding, saddle bronc, bareback, barrel racing, all your roping events every weekend. It's not like, oh, you're only going to see some one weekend and not another weekend. So make plans to come out to Mesquite Rodeo. You can find out all that information at mesquiterodeo.com.
Perfect.
All right. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go to our next break, our final break. And then when we come back, we're going to gear up to hear some rodeo stories. I got 100 million questions I want to ask. So y'all be ready, but everybody stick around, and we'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
All right. I want to thank everybody for sticking around. The second episode of From Behind the Back Pens Live, the Mesquite Championship Rodeo. So we've talked a lot today about the history, the people that are involved in it, how you can get involved in it, at corporate events, everything like that. Let's talk about some stories now. I mean, that plays right into the history, but I know I've got one for Cade. I want to know the scaredest you've ever been. I'm not gonna say it out loud, but that OS moment where you're like, man, and you start to rethink your career choice.
Yeah, I will say it was not rethinking my career choice. It was rethinking my friend list. I have right off top. One of the last times I went to Mesquite last year, or it may have been year before last. One of the pickup men, Cam Rogers, one of my good friends, there was a bull that wouldn't come out of the arena. So when the bulls won't come out, kind of speed things up, hurry things up, the pickup man will go out there and rope the bull and bring him on in. So to kind of set this up, there's this 1,700-pound bull at the end of the arena, and get him back on our end. So when they on him, usually, which is wrapped around the saddle horn, and you'll be safe. Obviously, the bull can't go any further. His horse will stop the bull. Supposed to. So I go out there, holler at me, hey, go out there, get his attention, bring him back. And we've already been trying this for 5 minutes probably, which is a long time for a bull to be out there. Middle of the arena, hands, hey. And so he's running towards me, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll just kind of jog back. I just got a rope on him. Cam never dallies, so this bull's coming, and he gets and closer. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to outrun him. And I get to the barrel, I run past the barrel, and I grab it and kind of throw it down behind me. Everybody's hollering at this point. The bull pitches the barrel, so it's just me. He pitches me. I only crawl the fence. I'm like, I use maybe a different set of words. I'm like, Cam, what the heck? And he's like, I'm sorry, my rope slipped. So not second guessing or second guessing who was my friend or not at that point.
That's a good one.
Stories have mild it down a little bit since they shut down the 8-second club, but still a lot of fun. A lot of memories have been made at the Mesquite Championship Rodeo. During COVID, everybody during 2020, people didn't have a whole lot of places to go. Thankfully, we were at Mesquite every week, and just the people I met that year, probably wouldn't have ran into them had the circumstances not been what they were. I've met some of my best friends from Mesquite, Caleb included. It's done nothing but boost my career. Every time I go back, it just kind of humbles me, because I have met people there and have some there. 2010 to 2024. It's always a blessing to get to go back and made so many great memories there, good and bad.
I'll tell you a funny one. We were talking earlier about very family oriented and everything. So there's two things that the kids can participate in. We've got the dash for cash, or some people call it the calf scramble, and that's where all the kids that are 12 and younger, they come down on the out on the dirt, and then they release a couple steers with ribbons on the tail. The kids chase the steers, and whoever gets the ribbons get the prize. And then the other event now for the calf scramble, all the kids can participate, but the other event is called the mutton busting. And for those that aren't familiar with mutton busting, it's where you take a child that's 55 pounds or lighter, and they got to be 4 years of age and older, and you get them in some protective gear, a protective vest like Cade wears, and helmet and everything, and you put them on sheep, and whoever rides the longest wins. Well, we get all the kids sign up for that, but it's a random draw. We only have like 5 or 6 sheep each week, so it's a random draw. So I have it's not like we're picking, but once we get that random draw and we get that 5 or 6, well, then I will put them in the order, because I announced that, and I'll try to have like one of the older kids be last, because it's like, okay, they probably got a better chance of hanging on there longer than a 4-year-old or whatever. So it came time to do it. We've got them all dressed up and everything, and I've got a 7-year-old boy that I'm thinking he's going to hang on the best, when we go to do it, and he starts he chickens out. He's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. And so one of the other contestants goes, well, little sis is right over here. She'll do it. So what do? We grab this little 4-year-old girl, put a vest and a helmet on her, and she's riding ankles. the last one, that's going to do it. And that little girl, she rode that sheep all the way down to the other end of the arena, and the whole crowd is just going nuts, So sometimes you
That's
just
awesome.
plan it out, Lendon. It's just
Rodeo, ain't it?
the way it happens.
Well, so last week when I was there, of course I've seen it before, but I happened to be on the other end, and they were doing the calf scramble, and I don't know how many kids they had out there, but I'm standing back. So the calves are on this end, all the kids are on that end, and they tell them to go, and this army and wall of kids are coming. I'm like, if I was a calf, I would be scared to death right now at 200 kids running at me. Like, what did I do wrong? But it's just, it is. It's a wave of kids, and it's just, it's the coolest thing. But if the calf is looking around like, oh my God, where do I go? What do I do? And what was cool about it is none of those kids were scared. I mean, they were running right up to those calves, and it was a battle. It was really cool to see.
They have a bigger chance of getting hurt by one of the other kids stampeding them than they do by
100%.
the cow, And then it's always great, the clown too.
Yeah.
The parents just love us because the clown, he goes, "Hey kids, why don't you take home a little souvenir with you? Grab a little rodeo dirt there and put it in your pocket." So the kids are putting dirt and horse manure and everything in their pocket for their parents to have to clean out when they get home. So,
Perfect.
Well, Caleb, tell everybody also about one thing they may not know is that y'all have some young kids riding the smaller, less dangerous bulls. I'm not going to say, what quality they are, but I think that's pretty cool too. Cause how old are those guys? They're from what, 7 years old up to 15, 16, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we do have miniature bull riding right before our bulls every Saturday night. These kids are the future of pro rodeo. They're anywhere from 7 years old to, like Lendon said, about 15. And you've got to be 18, I believe, from right, Cade, to be in the PRCA. So this is where these kids come and get experience for it. And it's actually really cool to watch because you'll see these kids once they hit that 18 years of age. I'll name drop one person, Mason Spain, used to be one of those kids that rode the miniature bulls, and now he's one of the leading athletes in the PRCA. Actually, last weekend he rode broncs and bulls and ended up placing in the broncs, but not in the bulls, oddly enough. But he'll actually, I guarantee you, I'd put money on it, he'll end up being one of our champions this season. He's out here every year. This weekend he's out at college national finals in Casper, Wyoming. But he's crazy good, and it's cool to watch these kids grow up here in Mesquite and end up being rodeo superstars. So definitely come out and check that out.
Very few places they go and the kids can see the same light camera action. Those kids are on the video board. They're right beside 15, 16 professional bull riders and professional bronc riders and bareback. So it kind of it's better for everybody. People get to see kind of where this starts. So a lot of these professional athletes, they didn't just wake up whenever they were 18 and say, "Hey, I'm going to go buy an RCA card." But it's just a beautiful thing to watch those kids, be exposed to such professional level stuff that it's just making them better. It's making, it's growing rodeo fans. Kids out in the those sheep riders, those people that are signing their kids up for the calf scramble, they're probably going to be for the miniature bull riding at least once, if their kid gets that rodeo bug. And just what a beautiful full circle to see, whether it's personally like me or be a child or somebody to say, "Hey, I took them to Mesquite when they were 7, or 4 or 5, and I did that. I put them on that sheep and go to the next level and expose them to things that they wouldn't see other miniature bull riding. And Mesquite's having that opportunity, that alleyway for them to see things that other kids their age aren't seeing, and I think that's great in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank everybody. Caleb, unfortunately we're out of time, and I think we could talk about this a lot longer if we had more time, but I want to thank Cade and Brother Van and Mark. Thank you all for being here today. Caleb, thank you for working with us and putting on this podcast so we can bring this type of information to people that I think will help even draw more people to the sport of rodeo. And Caleb, you got any final words? If once you're done, we're going to hit the outro, and we'll see everybody back here next week.
Yeah, like Lendon said, Cade, Brother Van, Mark, appreciate you guys being on here this morning. Looking forward to seeing everybody out here Saturday for Dog Night. It's one you definitely want to be here for. Again, Nate Burnham out here on the stage, immediately following the rodeo. Good cat, good music. Don't miss them. Until then, we'll see you for week 3. Appreciate it, Lendon.
Thank you all.
Thank you for watching today's show.
Live from the back pens. Powered by the Community Difference Series and the Difference Media LLC. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo along with today's show is made possible by Sky Interest, Shenanigans, Preferred, Hampton Inn and Suites, Minuteman Press of Rockwall, Landmark Equipment, Dryman Landscape Management, Tito's Handmade Vodka, New Country 96.3, 99.5 The Wolf, Fusco, For Six's Beer, The Cowboy Channel, Rockwall Sports Center, Orthopedic Specialist of Dallas, Wrangler, and by Can-Am.